What's going on, guys? Jake here from the Fly Fiend. Thanks for tuning back in to another fly tying tutorial. Today we're going to be tying up a variation of Devin Olson's Blowtorch. If you fished the original Blowtorch and you know how effective this fly is, this is just a little twist on the original pattern. I'm going to get a fresh hook in the vise and we'll get right into this tutorial. The hook I'm tying this fly on is a Fly Fiend 350 WG jig hook. This is a size 16. I have that paired up with a silver slotted tungsten bead in 3mm, and the thread we're going to be using is UTC 70 denier in fluorescent pink. I'm going to start my thread right behind that bead. I'm going to add a couple extra wraps in there just to build up a little thread dam, ensuring that my bead isn't going to bounce anywhere while I'm tying this fly. And I'm going to take some thread wraps down to where the hook barb would be. Then I'm going to cut out my excess thread. The first material we'll be tying in is our tag, and we're going to be using some UTC Antron yarn. This is in fluorescent pink. You can also use like Glow Bright and any other type of Antron type tag material. I'm just going to tie that in. And I'm going to leave a little space in front of behind my bead, just so it doesn't crowd behind my bead there. I can just kind of smooth that out. Now I'm going to cut this tag. I'm going to rest my scissors on the back of the hook bend. And I'm just going to cut a nice straight cut, just like so. Next to tying in some uni mylar tinsel. This is just pearl, and this is 1/16 or number 10, size number 10. So I'm going to get about 4 inches here off the spool. I'm just going to tie this in right on top. I want to make sure it's right centered on top. Then I'm just going to make some nice touching wraps, securing it down to the top of that. So you can kind of take a couple wraps. If you know you're getting close to the end, you can kind of just pull it back like that, and you can see if you need to go any further. So I'm just going to bring this up to where my original cutoff point is for the rest of my material. I can just cut that out. Now we're going to tie in the rib, and for a rib we're just going to be using some uni wire. This is a size small, and it's in silver. So I'm going to get about 4 inches of this wire. I'm going to secure this on the side of the shank facing towards the camera. I just like to do that so when I come under, my wire's right there, so when I come under and make my first wrap, it's easy, accessible to start making my wraps. So for the body, we're going to be using some ice dub. This is the UV purple. As you can see, since we have so many materials in there, that we already have a pretty bulky body area. So I'm just really putting not much of this ice dub at all. It's really easy to overdub this fly, so just keep that in mind. You don't want this too bulky. So we're just going to make a little tapered body, just like so. I can bring my mylar up first, tie that off. I can grab my wire, come under, make one nice wrap right at the base. Then I can just make touching wraps up the body, creating that segmentation, keeping that tight, capture it off. Then I'm going to helicopter my wire out. And then I can come in and cut out this tinsel. Nice and tight. Just kind of smooth everything out there. Next I'm going to tie in some CDC, and this is just the Super Select, and this is in Natural Done. I'm just going to grab one feather here. I'm going to prep it to tie it in. So I'm just going to pull all these fibers rearward off the stem, exposing the tip. Then I can just cut a little triangle in that tip. Tie that in. Then grab my hackle pliers. I'm going to grab the CDC, pull it up to vertical. I'm only going to make one full wrap with this CDC here. See a lot of people overdoing the CDC. You don't need much. If you put too much, it's just going to create a big water trap, and it's not going to flow. Water's going to flow through it nice. So ideally about 10, 12 fibers is ideal. You can kind of trim little extra ones off if you want. If it's too bulky in one section, you can kind of trim it up. Now once that's in, I'm going to grab a little bit more of this ice dub. I'm going to make a nice thin collar. Super sparse, don't need much. We're just going to build up a little collar right there. I'm going to throw in a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Make sure that's nice and tight in there. Cut out our thread, and you're good to go. So if you want, you can kind of trim out some of these CDC fibers. That's pretty good for my liking. Thanks for tuning in to today's tutorial, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the fly or any of the materials, you can drop that down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next tutorial.